Hello everyone, thanks for tuning in to today's video. We're going to have a look at weather in 10 to 14 days for today's video. Day 10 will take us to the 7th of November. And we'll be able to excel beyond that with the GFS and ECM ensembles. Maybe until around a couple of weeks. We'll have a look at the CFS-B2 for November at the end of the video, and I shall get on with that for you in a moment. Just to say about the first video today was our 6 AM upload. We've also released JMA Friday and got the ECMWF 42 days slash 6 weeks look at coming up for you after 7 PM. It's an epic day of content, so please keep checking back to the channel for more. But let's get your 10 to 14 day done right now, shall we? Going to begin in the tropical Atlantic. We've got two disturbance areas. We've got disturbance 2 up here with a 20% chance of cyclone formation in the next 2 and 5 days. I don't think I have to worry too much about that one. And then disturbance 1 down here is more interesting. Only a 20% chance of cyclone formation in the next 2 days, but a 70% chance, wow, in the next 5 days. A broad area of low pressure over the southeastern Caribbean Sea is producing a large area of disorganized showers and thunderstorms extending from the Windward Islands west-northwestwards for several hundred miles. Environmental conditions are forecast to be conducive for gradual development over the next few days, and a tropical depression is likely to form this weekend or early next week, while the disturbance moves slowly westward or west-northwestwards over the central Caribbean Sea. Regardless of development, locally heavy rainfall is possible over portions of Lesser Antilles, Virgin Islands and Puerto Rico through the weekend. So, could we get a very late tropical storm and or hurricane moving into the Caribbean? I wonder. We'll be keeping a very close eye on that over the next few days. Central temperature has updated to the 27th of October, it's yesterday, and it's sitting at 12.4, so I'm now confident that we're not going to get to 13 degrees. We're going to stay in the 12s now. I think that's 1.9 degrees above average. We're just going to run out of days, to get it into the 13. So I'd imagine somewhere like 12.5 to maybe 12.7, something like that is where we'll end up with this. I don't think we're going to have enough time to get that into the 13s. Exceptionally mild October, though, has to be said. These are the GFS upper air temperature and precipitation ensembles the next couple of weeks. So red line is a 30-year upper air temperature average for Luton, starting off significantly above average with the upper air temperature at the moment. The warm spell will continue through the weekend to the beginning of next week, and then we get the decline in the upper air temperature, the drop in the temperature takes place through next week as we turn cooler and see the upper air temperatures and the surface temperatures returning close to average. Maybe going a little bit milder again into the second week of November, but of course that's extended range and therefore relatively unreliable. Precipitation-wise, there will be some rainfall coming up over the weekend, but to be honest, for the southern, a lot of dry weather to be enjoyed. Next week, though, does look more unsettled, especially from around the middle of next week through to the first weekend of November. It's quite wet then, possibly a little bit drier into the second week of the month. But again, that is extended range and therefore it's unreliable. Temperature anomalies on the 28th of October, 5th of November, going to be above average. Precipitation anomalies from the 28th of October to 5th of November. Wetter than average in the west, a little bit drier than average perhaps for some eastern and northeastern parts of the country. Latest wind from that from earthnorthschool.net shows we've got plenty of low pressure in the Atlantic today, just to our west, and once again we're drawing up the air from a long way south. If we drag this up, we can see that the air is again today originating from Canary Islands, that sort of area. There's the Canaries just there, so that's kind of where the air is coming up from on those long fetched southwesterly to southerly winds, and there's a little bit of a component from the air from Africa as well in that, so that's the reason it's another exceptionally mild day out there today. I'm so sorry everyone. Right, got a little bit of a frog in the throat. I don't know. Right, so here we go then with the UK Met Euro run for midnight on Monday. High pressure will be to our east and south, low pressure to our west and north, and still drawing up those very mild or warm southerly or southwest winds. That area of low pressure pushes through the country as we go through Tuesday. That will bring another bout of wet and windy weather with it. Then we see by Wednesday returning wind into more of a westerly, so that starts to lower the temperature. It will still be mild, but nowhere near as warm with the source of the air as we currently are. And we say unsettlingly through to the end of next week. That gets us to Friday. A little bit of higher pressure beginning to build to our south, but essentially we're still in an unsettled weather pattern there. Icon looks like that's still very warm. Sunny southwesterlies on Monday. Low pressure pushing through the country Tuesday, Wednesday, turning increasingly unsettled, wet, windy and cooler as the wind comes in from more of a northerly point in the Atlantic Ocean. And we just keep that low pressure coming right way through to the end of next week, 4th of November, Friday, 4th of November. One low pressure clear away to North Scotland, but more low pressure is waiting in the winds in the Atlantic. GFS midnight run, again showing that southwesterly on Monday, so another very mild day to come then. Low pressure pushing through the country from Monday into Tuesday, taking rain and bringing cooler air in from more of a northerly source of the Atlantic Ocean. And then just rather wet and windy really through the middle part of next week with plenty of low pressure coming down. This is to midnight on Friday. Actually, looks a little Friday. This is to midnight on Saturday. So Friday to Saturday, 4th and 5th of November to Bonfire night. And looks rather wet and windy then. Deep low pressure out to our west, tight backed isobars. Very windy, could be gale force winds and heavy rain battering the country. And as we head up towards day 10, which is the 7th of November, still very unsettled, more low pressure coming in from off the Atlantic then. And then through the second week of November, the low pressure keeps coming really, so there'll be further bouts of rain. Temperature probably closer to average, although still relatively mild. The GFS 6Z, again, we're drawing up that southerly southwesterly on Monday, and then low pressure pushing through the country Tuesday, Wednesday, will lower the temperature, bring further bouts of rain. Try to get a little bit of ridge going there through Friday, but that ridge's days are numbered, because by Saturday, Bonfire night, deep air of low pressure bringing heavy rain, potentially gale force winds sweeping through the country. And then we're off and running into very cool, showery conditions, really, or cool and showery conditions as we head up towards day 10. A little bit of a hint of a northerly there into the second week of November as low pressure clears away eastwards and ridge builds in the Atlantic. Winds start to turn into a cooler northerly. Not overly cold, but certainly a lowering of the temperature, definitely. Probably overnight frost and whatnot. And then we're back into very unsettled weather by the very end of the GFS 6Z run. Gets us to the 13th of November. Notice something just nosing out of the Arctic up there. Quite interesting. So I shall say no more than that because it's over 2 weeks away. If you enjoyed the video, please do you like, share, subscribe. Thank you so much, everybody, for doing that. We need to put on 80 subscribers to get ourselves to 14.7k. So please give a sub, tell friends and family to subscribe as well. We are ultimately grinding to 15,000 subscribers, and when we get to 15k, we will be doing a giveaway as well. By the way, we're going to be giving away an Amazon voucher at 15,000 subscribers. When that will be, I don't know. Whether it'll be before the new year or whether it'll be next year. I'm not sure, but anyway, if you could give us a sub, thank you so much, everyone. But then right, okay, GM looks like this again. We're drawing up those southerly southwesterlies on Monday, then low pressure pushing through the country Tuesday, Wednesday, bring wet and windy weather and cooler air in from more of a northerly point in the Atlantic Ocean, rather wet and windy there Wednesday to Thursday, a little bit of ridge to Friday, and then back to wet and windy weather Saturday to Sunday, and up to Monday, yet another area of low pressure driving in from off the Atlantic. That's bringing further strong winds and outbreaks of rain. ECMWF showing southerly southwesterlies on Monday, keeping it very mild. Low pressure pushing through the country Tuesday to Wednesday, bringing heavy bouts of rain. And cooler air starts moving in from off the Atlantic, wet and windy there. From Wednesday into Thursday, a little bit of ridge to Friday, then back to wet and windy weather Saturday into Sunday, and then by the time you're through to day 10, which is Monday 7th of November, again we're in a relatively mild west-southwesterly flow with high pressure to the south and low pressure up to the north. This is a precipitation forecast based on that ECM run from meteo.com. Plenty of rain coming and going over the next week or two, or next week, 10 days anyway. So regular bouts of wind and rain. That's Bonfire night, Saturday 5th November, looking very, very wet. Windy there, a bit of a washout of a bonfire night, I'm afraid. And then that gets out of the way by the time you get through to day 10. I'm into more of a showery westerly flow. These are the options on the table within the ECM ensemble today for day 10, which gets us to the 7th of November. From the Icelandic Met Office, 14 members of the ECM ensembles with low pressure to the north, high pressure to the south, and winds are coming in from a westerly direction, rather showery in the north, drier in the south, and mild. 11 with low pressure over to west Kent, so it can be very unsettled and probably relatively mild too. 9 with low pressure right over top of the country. There's some higher pressure to the north and west, so that'll be a little bit cooler, but also very unsettled. We've got 7 with high pressure ridging from the Atlantic into northern Europe. That would be get wind into the east. That would be a drier, colder option. 6, including operational run, low pressure way to the northwest, high pressure to our south-southeast, winds coming up from southwesterly direction, so that's relatively mild. So the operational run, not that well supported by its ensembles at day 10, interestingly. And then 4 just here with northern blocking combined with trough of low over top of the country, sending the jet stream southwards. That will be a cool and wet option. A range of options for day 10. In 2 weeks' time, these are the options that we've got. It will get us to the 12th of November. 16 members of the ECM ensembles will find low pressure coming in from off the Atlantic, just looking rather unsettled with that. 10, how about the high pressure? Look at that, high pressure dominating from Scandinavia, southern Scandinavia, sort of Denmark, southern Norway, into the UK. That's going to be a dry and cold option, probably with frost and fog, a little bit of gruesome twosome with that maybe. 9, taking the high pressure a bit further north into the central part of Scandinavia. That would bring a proper easterly there, I would have thought. So that's going to be dry and cold. 6 with high pressure from Greenland towards Scandinavia. Again, that could well be bringing in an easterly flow. Looking quite cold and dry about. Number 6, again, with high pressure dominating towards Scandinavia, bringing like an easterly type flow. That's going to be quite cold and frosty. And then 4 with high pressure in the Atlantic, top of low pressure sinking through the North Sea. So that's going to be more unsettled, but will still be quite cold, and that will be bringing a wind from more of a northwesterly to northerly type direction. So there's a lot of options on the table there, both at day 10 and day 14. And could we see a transition to something drier and colder as we go further into the second week of November, I wonder. Finally, CFSV2, this is the 700 millibar height anomaly forecast from the CFSV2 for November today. Above average heights in the Atlantic, extending into western and also northern Europe. Just a lot of high pressure, really a very mild November predicted by the CFS, with significantly above average temperature by around 1 to 2 degrees, and not much of a signal for precipitation, but I would have thought a relatively dry month would be likely with all of that high pressure close to us. And winner, if you enjoyed the video, please do you like, share, subscribe. Thank you so much for doing that. Why not drop a comment? Let us know what you think about this and all of our videos. And don't forget to tell your friends and family to subscribe as well. It's amazing, it's incredible. And we thank you so much, everybody, for doing that. Don't forget to hit the bell as well. And then you'll be notified when we release future weather content, including future winter updates, Christmas updates, and live streams, etc, etc, etc. So hit that bell and make sure you are up to date with everything that we're doing at GavsWeatherVids. Right, that's it for 10-14 day. We're not done with content for today, though. One more video to come. That'll be the ECMWF 42-day / 6 weeks forecast. Just to tell you what's coming up tomorrow, we've got the 6 a.m. upload. We will have the second winter 2022-2023 season 1 roundup. I'm going to get all of the long range ones together. and you'll be able to see what we're all showing for over a second time this season. That will be coming up for you tomorrow around 10 a.m. Have a week ahead forecast and a 10 to 14 day. And then on Sunday, after the 6 a.m. upload, we will have the 9th winter 2022-2023 update, and that is going to be a solar special. So the first half of the video will be dedicated to the solar cycle, and you'll be able to see how the analogues are looking for this particular phase of the solar cycle that we are currently in, as well as all of the updated trackers and more. So it's going to be an exciting few days to come. Plenty on the way. But for this video, that's all for now. Thanks for watching. Enjoy the rest of your Friday afternoon. We'll see you a little bit later on with the EC 42 day / 6 weeks look out. For this one, that's all for now. And thanks for watching.